So as the title of the video states, I am joining a tech startup. In fact, I've already joined this tech startup, but now it's completely official, which is why I'm actually making this video. I'm going to be joining as the only engineer. I'm going to be responsible for building the entire product, which is going to be a mobile application, the back-end systems, all of the automated testing and DevOps, and all of this type of stuff. And I'm very, very excited. I'm going to share some more details with you in just a minute. However, one thing I need to announce here and discuss, which is highly correlated to this opportunity, is that if you're watching this video right now, the Tech with Tim YouTube channel has officially hit 1 million subscribers. Now, this is absolutely unbelievable. I need to give a massive thank you to all of you for really making this goal and this dream come true and supporting me over the almost 6 years that I've been doing YouTube. Even though I don't respond to all of your comments or necessarily acknowledge everyone subscribed to this channel, I do read every single comment on this channel. I've seen a lot of you guys for multiple years commenting on my videos, being a part of this community. And again, I just need to give a massive thank you because really your support has genuinely changed my life. Now, with that said, I also have put a massive amount of work into this channel. As I said, almost 6 years ago, I started this when I was in high school. I really started to take it seriously when I was about 18 and got into first year university. And at this point in time, I have almost 750 videos, almost 350 hours of recorded content on this channel. And I have dumped just so much time into this. In the past 6 years, I've done probably thousands of hours worth of work. This has really been my life, and I have quite frankly grinded my ass off to produce YouTube content for all of you guys and to hopefully set myself up for success going forward, which at this point in time I'm quite happy with and I think I've kind of done. So the reason I'm saying all of this is because at this point in time, I've been doing this for so long. This has been something I've just been putting so much work, sweat, and energy into, and I'm finally ready to kind of take a slightly different direction here in my career and in my life and do something more related to development as opposed to just filming YouTube content all day. So what that really means here is that I'm going to be scaling back my efforts on YouTube. I'm no longer going to be posting 3 or 4 times per week or coming out with kind of massive tutorial series. I'm probably going to try to do 1 video a week and just take a bit of a break from this constant grind of YouTube, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with from kind of watching other content creators, and move more into this startup position where I'm going to be writing a lot of code. I'm finally going to be learning a lot more by actually applying all of my knowledge, which is what I tell you guys to do on this channel all of the time. And I'm hoping that once that startup kind of starts to take off, if that does occur, then I'll move back to YouTube and take a lot of the knowledge that I've gained and kind of start teaching that again. So really, the point of this video is that I am taking a slight break from YouTube. I'm just going to be scaling the efforts back. I'm going to be doing kind of my own thing here with this tech startup. And I'm also going to be working a few other freelance things and kind of stuff behind the scenes. Because to just be quite frank with you guys, I'm getting a little bit tired of just posting YouTube videos constantly and sitting in front of the camera and filming. This was something that at one point in time I really, really enjoyed. I loved doing, and that you didn't even have to pay me to do. I was doing it essentially for free when I started the channel. I wasn't making any money at all. But I've just gotten to the point where I'm feeling a bit burned out. There is this kind of constant grind mindset, trying to get views, trying to get subscribers, trying to make sure you're being consistent. And it does really take a tear on you. And honestly, I'm surprised I've made it an entire 6 years. So I'm going to be scaling back a little bit and focusing on something else that I'm actually really excited about for the first time in a while. So that's really what I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk more about the startup now, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be posting. I just think the format's going to be a bit different. It's probably going to be more talking head style stuff as opposed to kind of in-depth tutorials. And again, I'm doing that just to kind of recharge, focus on something else that I'm a lot more excited about, and then hopefully take again the knowledge I learned from working on this tech startup and bring it back to YouTube and teach you, within the next year or 2 years or something along those lines. So to the tech startup here, what am I doing for this company? Why am I excited about this, etc. So this is a very early stage company. We're just out of kind of the seed fundraising round here. It's pretty much a 2 or 3 person company at this point in time. I am one of the largest shareholders here. I'm not necessarily an employee. I'm more of a co-founder in a sense, although I'm not the majority shareholder of this company. And yeah, I'm going to be joining as an engineer, although I've actually kind of already been working on this for a few months, and I'm going to be be building out a React Native mobile application, so cross-platform for both iOS and Android, as well as doing all of the backend systems, all of the data analytics, at least when we're starting out, building out actually the entire user interface, although I'll have people that will design the interface for me that will kind of hire in terms of freelance. And yeah, all of the engineering related tasks, that's kind of my role for this company. I've already been doing it, and honestly, I've been very excited. I've been a lot more motivated to get up and to start working. And yeah, it's been really nice to work on a very large code base as opposed to kind of these smaller projects, which is what I've really been doing on YouTube, right? When I do YouTube tutorials and programming, maybe it takes me a day or two to prep. I write out some code, but beyond that, I don't extend these projects. I don't continue them on. I never really see something all the way through. And with this, that's what I'm planning on doing. And again, that's why I'm very, very excited to really be building something completely from scratch and pretty much alone. Now, assuming this company does well, we start generating some revenue, bring on some investment, then of course there will be other engineers, we'll start to grow the business. That is a long way away from here. So just to take a quick tangent here as I start to end the video, I just want to mention that this was a very difficult decision to kind of stop YouTube, or not necessarily stop, but slow it down and move to something that is a lot higher risk. Right now, I could just keep posting YouTube videos a few times a week. I'd be very comfortable. I don't need to do anything drastic. I'm essentially operating a company where I can project pretty accurately how much money I'm going to be making per month, what I can make in a year. It's just kind of operating. It'd just be doing the same thing, and it's fairly safe, at least from my mind. And instead of doing that, I'm kind of stepping away and moving into something that is much higher risk, obviously a higher reward if it does go well, but it has a very high chance of failure. And the reason I did that is I just figured that this is kind of a great time in my life to take a risk like that. If it fails, I'll be fine. I can always go back and post YouTube videos. I can always live off savings and passive income. I'm fortunately in a position where I don't need to be making tons of money right now. And that was kind of my mindset in terms of doing this. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, a massive thank you to all of you for helping me reach 1 million subscribers. I know it does seem a bit weird that once I hit this massive milestone, I'm kind of taking a break and moving a bit away from it. But for me, it just feels like a really good point to kind of transition, shift a little bit, and move into something again that's very exciting and that I've been a lot more motivated to work towards, as opposed to just kind of doing a very similar thing that I've been doing for the past few years. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. I know it's a bit different than what I usually post, but I just wanted to be real with you, talk to you about where my head is at and kind of what's going to be going on in the future. If you do have any content ideas for me, stuff you'd like to see kind of once a week, a few times a month, leave that down below. And with that said, I hope to see you in another YouTube video.